Hi Collective, welcome to my channel, Crystal Shadow Work. Hi everyone. So I'm still tapping into the 1111 gateway energies. This is a very, very powerful time, okay? Following this eclipse energy, then this gateway, bringing in major changes, right? This eclipse was really closing out a lot of challenging cycles and situations that we either were holding on to, not wanting to release and let them go, or not even realizing they were blockages. Some of them, we just didn't know how to get out of them because this eclipse cycle fell a lot around family, friends, relationships, home, jobs. A lot of these things that you've built up throughout your life that you've held on to, and you feel as though you've invested so much time and effort, and it's been a big part of your life that you just kind of felt as though you had to keep pursuing that, right? So for some of you, these could literally be major changes happening, right? Lots of cycles closing out. Family members too. For some of you, you had like toxic siblings and parents and people like that. You didn't know how to distance yourself. Maybe some of you did, but you were still very much in their energy, or they were affecting you, right? So I felt to pull the Sacred Light Oracle, as this is very, very powerful for the 5D, Christ consciousness, the shift, the energies. I wanted to see what I was feeling as I was taking a break between the realms, because I've been connecting with all the realms, getting more guidance and messages. I was getting ready to get into the dragon realm, so I'm still going to be doing that reading, but I wanted to take a break first and pull some cards. So I started this reading and I was like, I'm going to record it. So the overall energy is the cosmic gateway. You guys see it? So very much. Told you, we're very strongly feeling this energy. That's my overall. Insecurities, connections with others, and refocusing. You're at this place where you're getting this divine guidance, right? You're getting things revealed to you. You're getting truth and clarity. You're basically having to undo a lot of the things that you've known, that have been your security, that you've known. You're really in this energy where you're going to like a whole new world, it seems. A lot of you are really just realigning, but all you know is that you are connecting with divine source. You're getting divine guidance. You're letting go. You're surrendering to the divine. You're releasing all of this outdated things that were holding you down, because this is about letting go of all of that heavy energy, right? With the eclipse energy, right? The very powerful full moon's big time of releasing and letting go for this one, because eclipses are like full moons and new moons. A lot of the cards that I was getting in the oracles was surrender to the void, release, let go. To me, that's like when I see the darkness and the moon and the stars, and that's why I was feeling surrender to the void. I kept hearing. A lot of you will have to surrender and let go of things, unsure in fact why they happened, why they were part of your life, why you couldn't change them, alter them, fix them. It's one of those things. Sorry, my incense is really going. Some of these things, it's just you have to release. You have to accept to let go without knowing why. It's like somebody here, I feel they're very analytical, and maybe it's the Scorpio energy. I'm feeling somebody likes to put the reasons why, or really analyzes situations and can get the clarity out of like almost everything. Like, okay, well, this was, a lesson, or I got this happened to me from a past life situation, or I incurred this karmic debt and cycle because I was surrounding myself with this, and and it's beautiful that you do that. You're very enlightened and awakened, right? this is somebody that's definitely ahead of their time. Look at that. It's like master, manifestor, master magician. Maybe it's like somebody's like very awakened, right? But at the same time, it's like they don't understand how some of this stuff slipped by them. They didn't see it. They didn't realize it. So I'm getting to somebody's like upset with themselves for not seeing something clearly, not making some sort of change. And somebody else, and another message I'm getting is somebody is like upset, or they're not understanding why certain manifestation abilities are not working. It's like they're doing everything right, but it's still not working. And got a couple different answers for you guys. So the first part is like what I was talking about. Some of you had some karmic blocks, right? It's like some of the things that you were manifesting and creating have in fact been finally blocked from you because of the energy that's around you. Certain people are not meant to go where you're going or be able to access your gifts, your abundance, your ability, because they would have taken them from you, or I don't like to say they blocked you from them, because what is destined for you is going to come to you. It's just, it's been delayed. All right? So for some of you, it's like that's why in fact things weren't working. You had blocks, or you were places you weren't supposed to be. You were guided off the path you were supposed to. It's like you've already acquired this knowledge, and what was determined for you is it was like when you reach this level of ascension, when you were to develop these gifts, like with most, you're in alignment to receive as you manifest, okay? But for some of you, it's like you were guided off course, or you have you've had like a major blockage on that path. So it's like even though you're doing all of this work, everything that you're manifesting is like over here. And it's like as soon as this block is removed, now you're going to come right into it. So that is why some of you are like confused, right? And see, that's where like cosmic alignments are happening and moving these things. So you just have to kind of go with the flow. And these things that do happen, they're happening in unusual ways. It's like something you would have never expected. That's what's so beautiful about this eclipse energy, and when the divine source, right, intervene. Because the things happen unorthodox, I'm hearing. Out of the ordinary. It's one of those things like sometimes people could be getting removed from you from an entirely different reason into why they should have been. It's one of those where sometimes divine justice is served another way. Sometimes it's like somebody may get in a legality and get punished for something that they did, but the punishment maybe is really off of things they did from before, but it's like it just finally caught up to them, and now they're getting kind of their karma for everything, right? It's one of those things. It's like things are going to be made right, but it's going to happen in ways that wouldn't have been anticipated or expected. So to you, like for some of you, you might be like, well, why did that person get in trouble for that over here and they did this to me? Like that's not fair. You need to just trust, because in fact that they're getting in trouble maybe for doing it to somebody else, their punishment's going to be more severe because it's going to be amplified, because God's source divine knows everything that that person had done. So even though they may be getting in trouble for doing it to somebody else, believe me, the karma is coming down for you as well. And it's like that's where I feel some of you are like, well, this isn't fair. I don't understand the process. Like I understand laws of attraction, manifestation, and laws of karma and the universal laws, but why is it not working? Because some people, you know, we're playing with magic, right? Some people were able to block things, manipulate things. We had some very strong I don't even like to say it that I don't like to give it the power, so I'm trying to be careful with the way I use my words. Let's just say you can't escape the universal laws, okay? You can manipulate things and use them in this 3D world, yeah, when they're given power. All right, I want to get out of that energy. I don't want to go too far there. All right. But that's pretty much the message that I wanted to give, is that, yes, you're surrendering some things that you don't understand, because some things you're gonna understand in time. You will get the truth and clarity in time for some of you, these things. So, and that's why some of you, it's like you're ahead of your time. Like you're very awakened. You're using a lot of spiritual gifts. You're getting a lot of divine guidance from Source. And we had a very powerful card here too: galactic vibration, personal conviction, raising your resilience, and a direct channel. A lot of you are getting direct channeling, like direct messages from the divine, from Source, divine creator, from the heavens. Like, that's what I mean. This is so beautiful. Some of you are just directly connected with the divine, with the guidance that you're receiving, and you might not even be aware that you are directly connecting. So this to me, some of you are very much ahead of your time. You might even, like, how did I even tap into all of this with everything that's going on around me? Somebody has just very, very strong mental strength, resilience. That's very beautiful. Somebody here went through like a massive ascension. Like went through, and I talked about this in one of my other readings tonight that I did, where I'd pulled Ganesha, and you see her and she's got the multiple arms, and it, to me, like, that's kind of what I feel, that like somebody went through, like, took on multiple different ascensions in many different areas of their life, and that might be in fact why they're not even aware how like gifted they are, because it's like so many things were happening in this person's life in so many different areas, and they were focusing a lot on the physical because they might have seen a lot of physical ailments, a lot of things within the physical changing that they weren't realizing what was the integration that was happening within. So they just started tapping into these gifts and abilities and was not even aware that they had them. Okay, so it's very beautiful. See, and then right under that we have the light body, right? It's kind of like one of those things, like I've been talking a lot about the 5D Christ consciousness and the Ascension and all of that, and it's like there's many different things that you have to do to get into this 5D Christ consciousness. You have to find peace and harmony from within. You got to learn how to control your emotions. You have to rid yourself from toxicities. You have to change the way that you eat, your mindset. There's a lot of different things that go into it. And it's like somebody was so focused on learning and training in their mindset that they just all of a sudden started to change, like, their patterns, their environment, their what they were allowing themselves to receive, because it's like you have to block off negativity. It's like somebody was so focused on learning and training that they were focused here, so they were already kind of distancing themselves from the phones and the media and the platforms that pull you in, and distancing themselves from TV, and not getting into violence and just staying out of things. And it's like, well, those are one of the things that you have to do to try to get that peace and harmony, which is the hardest part, I feel, from within, is to find that balance. But this person was isolating so much by learning. They didn't even like realize they were isolating and that they were turning away from all of that. So you see what I mean? Like that part just already happened because they were so focused here. And then also it's like somebody just definitely dramatically changed their levels from within because they were paying attention more. Or maybe they were so focused on learning they weren't eating very much and they weren't paying attention, that they were already distancing themselves and pulling all of the toxins out of their body by eliminating certain foods. So anyways, it caused this massive ascension and their light body to activate, to get lighter, to ascend, because that happens, right? And it fell right underneath that. So then that's what opened up this direct channel, because it's like divine could come in and just deliver direct guidance and messages, because this person's had elevated and ascended and raised their vibration high enough to the heavens, right? To be able to get this divine guidance and direct connect. So that's what I mean. This is very powerful. Ascension flame here, liberation, a sense of greater purpose. under light seeker, light quest. Somebody was so focused on their mission, their passion. Their mission is their passion, so because they were so focused on their passion, which is also their mission, they were pursuing it so much and so quickly that it caused massive awakenings and ascensions on all levels. And this is beautiful, right? Look at this cathedral of lights, stubborn attitudes, extending the olive branch and artistry. So these are the cards that came out right away. So I wanted to record this because my energetic frequency, the level that I'm at, is going to match whoever finds this reading. Okay, so whoever finds this reading, you're in a vibrational match, right? So this is beautiful. So I don't even have to say this reading isn't going to resonate with all. I feel that it's going to find whoever's meant to see it when they're going through this, and these messages are going to make sense. If these messages do not make sense to you and you don't understand this, then, you know, it could be letting you know what's to come for you, okay? So I went first to the Cathedral of Lights. Stubborn attitudes. All right, so it's got a lot of different, I won't give the description of the card. This talks about through the void. We'll start there. The Cathedral of Lights is accessible through meditation and a deep trance state. Surrounded by universal light codes, its high energy and creative coding encourages ingenuity, magical inspiration, and originality. The Cathedral of Lights brings new light by adjusting conservation views and beliefs. I just got a vision too. It's like somebody was like developing like their mediumship ability and like direct channeling, like going into trance states, and they weren't even realizing that they were doing it. Oh, it's beautiful. Somebody was just really, really focused on learning and training him. That's beautiful. So this is the card. I wanted to hold it closer. See, I felt to hold my camera down on my desk tonight, so you guys can definitely see these beautiful cards. So each of these cards is associated with like an ascended master that you're working with here. Ascended Master Pallas Athena asks you to embrace your inner warrior. Extend the olive branch before you dig in and defend your territories. Lower energies and thoughts forms that have become a constant disruption to your everyday routine must be attacked head on. Interest in medieval cathedrals and sacred and ancient architecture highlights a need to visit these sacred spaces in the cathedral lights, allowing the refractions of its beauty to penetrate your aura. So you're being guided to certain places. There's a sacred geometry symbol that might be a benefit to certain places are going to be activated for you. This is also a confirmation for somebody that if anybody was feeling any bit of like resentment or guilt, like toward needing to defend yourself or take action, control, because this energy that we're coming off of, this eclipse energy in Taurus, this eclipse really got everybody to claim their power back, get their freedom, being set free from situations, speaking their mind, speaking their truth. And the full moon in Taurus rules throat chakra, so there was a big throat portal energy that was coming through, activating, doing DNA activations within the throat, and that was really getting people to really express themselves and speak their minds. And so some people could have been very blunt and expressive, especially in the Scorpio season, very expressive of their emotions and their feelings and things that would be setting them free. People were feeling called to say things that maybe they've always wanted to say to certain people, to reclaim their power, to let people be known that they are not going to give their power away anymore. So a big empowerment was coming through. So what I'm getting is for some of you, like you came through to these people and you feel a little bit guilty for being so direct, right? But it's letting you know right here that there were certain people that were disrupting you. And whether you were aware of it or not, because I keep going on this energy like somebody wasn't even fully aware, you know, that they were tapping into their inner warrior, right? And they were defending their territory, like defending their temple. It was like there were certain things that were within that were holding you down. Okay, because for this light body ascension to happen, for you to fully come into balance, you have to release and let go of anything that's heavy. Things that are heavy are things that we hold on to. Things like resentment, right, and anger. So if you had things where it's like you feel as though you were taken advantage of and you really needed to speak up and you really needed to express yourself, this energy being so intense with this eclipse season could very much mean you get to where you were expressing your emotions and your feelings, and you were just kind of equaling out, like you were letting out. It's like I'm feeling like this fire was like burning in your stomach, you know, like I know there's a saying behind that, like sometimes it's like a fire, just like you gotta say something, you gotta express yourself. I'm feeling very much that's what somebody did, and they're like, I think I went a little bit too far, because it was just out of character for you, right? But you need to know that it was not. This was part of this ascension process, and that's where you were going through multiple upgrades, and at the same time you were going through multiple ascensions. Like you were embodying that, and it was balancing you out to use that masculinity energy of taking charge and control and defending your temple, yourself, expressing what you needed to say. That was like you speaking out over your inner child. It's like you had some sort of inner child wound here. And it was just, you needed to say this to get it off your chest. You needed to say this for that inner child. This is something that like set you free, because it allowed you to let that inner child come out instead of being hiding. It was like a wound. Maybe you let other people talk over you, take advantage of you, because you never let it out before. You never expressed yourself. So this was very, very powerful. This was part of healing, and you don't even know. It's one of those things like it's done. So it's one of those things like you release it to the void. Maybe, you know, you were very passionate and you could have, maybe you're thinking I could have done a little bit better, but I feel whatever you did, you overcame this wounding. You set it free. You set yourself free. You completed a cycle. You closed something out. And to me, this is confirmation. Right? You embraced your inner warrior, right? You defended your territory to lower energies and thought forms. You also let go of some sort of self-sabotaging thoughts by doing this. It's like maybe some of you were like, I'm not good enough. People always do this, but you were like, no, this is not good. Like, I'm feeling this. Somebody was very expressive, like, no, you're not going to take advantage of me anymore. You're not going to do this anymore. And you know why? And just somebody was just like, put somebody in their place. Something that happened here, it was becoming a constant disruption to your everyday routine. And it had to be attacked head on. So for some of you, this could have been a person, family member, friends. Like I told you, there's a lot of family and friends that were karmic that were creating these things. Beauty may shine first, but light will always shine the brightest. My light is radiant. My body removes toxins with ease and comfort. These are affirmations associated with this card. This card talks about lifting the heaviest and darkest of energies when you sit within this beautiful space. See, somebody, they were letting out the darkest of energies from within. See, they say that you can assess this ethereal lights. Maybe by doing this, this is going to allow you to find calmness, because now I feel somebody expressed themselves and now they understand that it needs to be said, but somebody I feel is still like, I really went all out, you know. So maybe that's why they're calling you to surrender to the void, right? anything that you may be feeling, any type of resentment for speaking out about how you did, this may allow you to just let go of that little bit of residual, second time I've heard that, residual, I think I'm saying it right, energy, right? It's like somebody just feels a little bit, you know what I mean? It was like there was this huge, like thing holding them back, and it's like because they did all of this, now there's just a little bit left, but that little bit is just like what you need to let go of. And by going to the cathedral lights, it's gonna allow you to close that out and accept that you needed to do that. Beautiful. Trying to see if there's another message coming across, because I could be picking that if that's not your situation, it's somebody else's. Maybe for some of you, they're calling you to go to the cathedral lights, because for some of you, I'm getting that you may be holding on to some of this stuff and you're not able to express yourself. Maybe this happened to somebody that you're not going to be able to express how you feel. Like I said, I'm getting very strong that somebody's going down for something that's for doing it to somebody else. So maybe, in fact, you're like, well, how do I express myself to this person? They're going to be locked up, or I'm not going to be able to have access to them because they're already being punished for doing it to somebody else. So that's what they wanted me to tell you, that for those of you that are holding on to something heavy, right, that going to this cathedral of lights through meditation is going to allow you to surrender to the void. The Cathedral of Lights is just as you might imagined, a beautiful building filled with glorious colors resonating a pure vibrational light energy. Remember, light is healing, right? Look at all of those colors. You can definitely pause this, take a picture of it, or a screenshot, or whatever, meditate on it. So the glorious of colors resonating at pure vibrational light energy, lifting the heaviest and darkest energies when you sit within its beautiful space. Through the void, the Cathedral of Lights is accessible through meditation and in a trance state. Surrounded by universal lights codes, its high energy and creative coding encourages ingenuity and magical expression and originality. Right? So, a cathedral is a large and beautiful place of worship, often filled with beautiful stained glass windows, ancient architecture, historical religious figures, and sacred rituals. Right? It's very beautiful. But yeah, and for some of you, like with the void there, just release everything. Just know that you can tell yourself those things too, like, I got you now. I'm setting you free. You don't have to be scared anymore. You don't have to be hurt anymore. Like, tell yourself these things. That will set you free too. All right, so let's move on here. Personal conviction, raising your resilience in the direct channel with that galactic vibration. A galactic connection often feels like a lightning bolt shooting down through your higher crown at the speed of light. Being energetically tapped by a higher dimensional galactic energy of evolved consciousness is an intense experience and not one to be taken lightly. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what's going on with somebody. These high energies of 100% pure light consciousness operate on a vastly different scale than any other energy form. Those that experience these connections are direct channelers. Caution is always regarded at this level. That's what I'm talking about. This galactic vibration is one of the divine expressions. The universal's continual energy expansion alongside the remnants of its early beginning is the very reality of creative and divine intelligence. Wow. See, a lot of this is happening too because a lot of the chosen ones that are here, they are getting the divine guidance and the blueprints from the very beginning, because that is what we're doing. We're resetting Earth to the very beginning and how things were, restoring peace and harmony. The galactic vibration, So Galactic Ascension Master Galadriel is encouraging you to explore your infinite connections to the universal God spark. As you are called to a higher purpose, you will be as support and strength for others who experience troubled times. Continuing in the face of your own adversity builds resilience and conviction of spirit. The photographic beauty of star systems will inspire you to further your connection to the stars as you gaze in the wonder of the mysterious universal creation, reminding you to aim high to reach the stars. Okay, I just got to download. So definitely there's sacred geometry within this, right? Now, these alone could activate you. These cards, the series of my voice, the messages that they give me to give to you. I was told to hold this one up. Let me try to get the photo, the cam to grab it. So there's sacred geometry on this card. What I was told is that some of you need to get like astrology books, right? Because going through them, you're going to see certain star systems. You guys need to get like a zodiac book, something to do with the zodiac signs and the stars. As you're looking at them and you're seeing the star figurations, like a constellation book, I was told. You're looking at certain series of stars. It's like it's going to activate certain things, kind of like the sacred geometry does. It's like as you look at it, the symbol, the shape, it's gonna give you a download. It's gonna give you a picture, a remembrance, something within your clairvoyance. It's gonna do something. So remember, I said you're tapping into energies and powers and messages. You're gonna take this in through your crown chakra, and you're gonna know what to do with it, who to deliver it to, the message. For some of you, you're going to be coming together with people, creating a building. The chosen ones are uniting and are coming together. There's many of us that have certain divine life path and purposes. Certain things are going to be unlocked for you at certain timelines. I'm getting some of you are being called to certain places that you're going to come together with these individuals. That's why I told if you feel guided to go to a certain place, maybe you're guided to go to a certain place with stained glass windows. I got called to one, I don't know if I've got like 3 books to write everything down in. Maybe they don't want me to tell it in this video. It's in another country than me, but there's something to do with a cathedral. There's certain places that you can go that can activate things for you, but you're going to be coming together with some people, and you're going to be doing something together. It has to do with energy codes that you hold within are going to be unlocked at certain levels with certain people, certain places. Wow, that's powerful. Okay. So that's exciting. So if you're called to go to a certain place, maybe within these books too that I'm guiding you to go to, I just recently went to my city library and got a bunch of books, now I'm playing like a week ago, and I was just like, I didn't even know where it was going or anything, and I was just guided. I was like, this one, like they were all out of order too, like in areas they shouldn't have even been, and I was just like, I had like a whole stack of books I'm playing. So you get guided right to the things. You're gonna get a lot of synchronistic messages and things. Look at that sacred geometry. So many. It's very beautiful. See, light quest, visionary, mental strength, resilience. See, read that one next. So yeah, looking at star systems, things like that are going to activate things. If you're being called to go places, plan a vacation, maybe a physical move or something like that. Light quest, visionary, mental strength. Ascended Master Confucius suggests you build skills of your mind. When freed of mental limitations, human actions become innovative, powerful, and fearless. Confucian breaks down any complexities simply so you can adapt or make small changes to areas that are being challenged. You will be drawn to light-oriented actions. Align your mind with how you present yourself. The higher calling, the light quest, will bring you closer to your divine light. As your light begins to shine brighter than ever, the path you walk will become clearer and more in focus. As Confucius reminds us all, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. See, it's kind of like what I was saying. You're going to come together with people at the right time, at the right place. You're going to know when it's time for the next step along your path. A lot of you are gathering information and resources and coming together. They just slipped me to the Temple of Mary. They were talking about a place of worship. Maybe some of you, people within your community or things like that, then they had me go to Temple of Mary, which is Emotional expression, playful innocence, exploitation. I guess we'll read this one next. There's a sacred geometry symbol very much in here. And I've been telling you guys, Sacred Light of the Oracle 2 is very beneficial for this 5D Ascension. I mean, you can very much watch whatever readings you're guided to. I've been seeing a lot of amazing readers and chosen ones I've been guided to using this deck at this time. I was very much called to it. But I was to tell you guys that it's very beneficial. You can work with so many different Ascended Masters. Just ask for protection, divine light when you're calling them in, right? But you can get a lot of beautiful messages and guidance. Like I said, the sacred geometry that activates things. If you're wanting to get into that, it's very, very beautiful. I got it, I think, on Amazon. Or I got it from BAM. Connect to the higher levels of light frequency. Look at that. Beautiful. See, Bunce messages from the Ascended Masters in spiritual hierarchy. By assessing the light realms in the cards, you'll expand your consciousness and receive direct messages from your Ascension guides and celestial teachers. It's infused with crystalline energy combined with healthy frequencies and sacred geometry and powerful light energy to raise your vibration. So, look, I was guided this deck and I went right even into it and I didn't even realize. Like, I didn't even read the back. I was just like, yep. So, maybe this is confirmation you're being guided to get this deck, right? But Temple of Mary says, Divine Mother Mary asks you to be receptive and expansive into new levels of love. Get the tissue ready. Goodbye will seem to last forever, and empathic connections will bring newfound friends. Long distance travel. What did I say? Relationship issues and natural life transitions will also inspire friendships and relationships. Newfound friends. Like I said, you guys are going to be getting new friends. As your elevation rises, you call in your soul family, your soul tribe, higher vibrational friends, new relationships, things like that. Some of you could be taking your relationship to a higher level of commitment, or you might be guided to something new. Everybody's situation's different, so always trust what you feel. Even if you feel that like this reading's resonating with you on a whole level, and then I say one thing and you're like, well, does that mean I have to just take what you feel fits? Because it's yes, this reading can be resonating with you, and I know I'm talking about a very powerful person here that went through major ascension, but like I said, there's going to be multiple chosen ones doing this. And if you're one of those chosen ones that are going through an accelerated ascension, then you're guys this reading to get confirmation of that. But every message, one might be coming in a little bit later. I felt to say that, that just trust what you feel, right? Take what's for you. So, residing on the fifth ray of healing, the Divine Mother Mary assists the children of Earth to evolve their hearts to free individuals from emotional pain and burden. If unconditional love wasn't given to you as a child, it may be difficult to accept who you are and others without conditions. Oh my gosh, like that's the inner child wounding that I feel very strongly that somebody overcame. That's what I was feeling, but I didn't want to call it out. Maybe that's why I felt to give that disclosure right before, because I'm very much connecting with this person that was going through that deep emotional wounding, and that's the person I feel that very much, it was very expressive and that was expressing their feelings and emotions. But like I said, others of you could do this in other ways. It might not be a wounding that you got from childhood for that reason. It could have been something else, but very strongly, but there's the example of one situation, right? So, yeah, somebody didn't feel they were loved enough as a child. So, yep. So, left unhealed, these wounds affect future relationships. Like, I'll go ahead and tell you guys, like, mine definitely was, right? And it was because my parents were, in fact, broken, and they weren't shown love, and they didn't know how to show love, so they didn't know how to show love to me, right? So then I grew up not knowing how to show love either. So, I went through many relationships where they fell apart and sabotage, things like that. There was a lot of mistrust and dishonesty and things like that because they felt that's how I was being, because I was so closed off emotionally. I didn't know how to express my emotions and feelings, and I didn't know how to show them either. So because, how can you really have a healthy relationship with somebody when they don't know how to show love, and they also don't know how to receive love because they wanted to, they had the intentions to, but they couldn't open up their heart. They had those safeguards, they had those boundaries and those blocks, right? So you see what I mean? And then, like, it went to my kids, too. Like, it was easy when they're little for me to show all sorts of love and affection when they're little. But once they get old enough, they're like, okay, Mom, no more hugs and kisses. I'm like, okay. I just didn't know how to approach it. So I always tried to show love by buying my children things, setting up things, parties, always, doing things for them. But then it was like they expected it. It's like I would try to do all these nice things, like clean their room, set them up, move things around, they come home. They just expected it. They just thought, oh, that's what a mom does when we're at school. She cleans our room, sets up things, has fun things for us to do, all this stuff. But they didn't realize that was my way of showing them love. They just thought that's what a stay-at-home mom does. She's got nothing else to do, I ended up spoiling my kids because I didn't know how to show it, and they still felt as though they weren't loved. I'm like, are you guys kidding me? Do you have any idea how much of my time and energy and effort, like how much you guys are always on my mind, and how much, like really? But see, and then it gets carried down to them too, and especially since as I was creating these children, they were growing in me. I was in those energies, right? And had those deep traumas, so it does get passed on to them, and then they have to heal from it, so... Yeah, this is definitely something that very much needs to be healed, right? So somebody definitely did this. I felt to call that out, but like I said, that might not be everybody's, right? Left unhealed, these wounds affect future. Yep. Divine Mother Mary asked you to receive and expanding into new levels of love, right? The Temple of Mary is guarded fiercely. Some of you just could have abandonment issues, right? Or insecurities. I can't possibly just go off of every emotional thing that I'm feeling because I'm feeling a lot. So just whatever your emotional trauma or wounding or whatever was deep down, for some of you, it could just be like something that happened with a friend, right? One relationship that happened with a friend. There could have been something deep-rooted there, right? Or it could have been a relationship, a young relationship that you had, your very first relationship for some of you. Something caused a big wound. Or for me too, there was a deep wound on a loss of a pet, at a young age, things like that. The Temple of Mary is guarded fiercely. Those that choose to enter must be ready to free their heart from love restrictions. Somebody who's restricting something. With humility and grace, the Divine Mother can help you identify any wounds connected to mother figures with loving support. She inspires your soul to love deeper and surrender to the innocence of your inner child. Beautiful. Right? So that was the card that was underneath. So that's a very big energy. Like I said, for this reading, that is what fully healed somebody. That was the final part that pushed them into this huge ascension. They didn't even realize that it was happening because they were in this warrior energy, and then all of a sudden they started to create magic. They started to unlock some powers and some gifts, and they weren't even aware that they were because they set themselves free by something they did. But like I said, this could happen at any time. Be careful of the energy. Look, they had me flip to energy attachments. I guess they want me to read this one. Energy exchanges, negative influences, and self-sabotage. I just seen 4332, so that's a message for somebody. When I look at the clock and I get a certain number, 4330. See if I'll write that down. See, look, honestly, guys, look what I wrote before I did this reading. Evolved consciousness direct channelers. That's what I was getting. See, I put channelers, not just channeler. Like I said, even though I'm connecting with this energy and you're a vibrational frequency, this is for more than one person. Okay. Energy attachments. That's why I was like, I just wrote down channelers. I was like, all right, I'm just going to a video because this is for someone else out there. All right. So energy exchanges. You are a conscious creator. How you address the energy in your life determines how it's directed around you. Emotional energy, spiritual entities, and negative energy frequencies have the potential to disrupt your life force, misdirecting your thoughts toward lower vibrational actions, such as addictions, mental and emotional instability, and other non-loving pathways filled with self-sabotage and critical judgment. Forever in a deep state of awareness and tranquility, Lord Shiva is held as a supreme being and is depicted in two poses: meditation and dance. The divine masculine is carried by Lord Shiva as the power and presence and compass of love of all life, choosing to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Known for rescuing other gods and spiritual beings by agreeing to swallow the blue poison hala hala, he was able to save all living beings and bring order to the world. Wow. Any state of fear will weaken your auric field, making it more challenging to keep attachments away and to keep control of your energy. See, that's why it was very important to let go, because somebody had some sort of deep fear, right? And it was creating holes in their auric field. I also did a aura cleansing where I was healing holes and things, because things within our aura, some things that we heal, we let go of within our chakras and our auric field, they can leave residual holes and gaps where energy can escape. So I got guided to a meditation on YouTube, and I'm sure you can look it up, where you can do the reading, the videos, where it plays a vibrational frequency and it heals and closes gaps and holes within your auric field. And I didn't even get completely through it, and within like the first 10 minutes I could just already feel the pulls on the different on my different chakras. I could feel a difference already. So maybe because I felt to call it out first, so maybe you should take a look at those. And there's so many beautiful videos that they have up all over that the sound healing, wasn't talking about at the beginning of this reading. Sound healing can very much heal these. So for some of you, it's like you could be beneficial, because you could be losing some of your energy through some of these, having a weak auric field, if you have some holes and some loose things there, right? Okay. So Lord Shiva asked you to address, and it has something to do with parasitic. If you have any parasitic like entities that have taken over at some point, they can leave these holes and things within your auric field. And then it goes into, Lord Shiva asks you to address any parasitic connections or energy attachments that have been draining your vitality, right? Influencing and interrupting your thought process. So Ascension Master Lord Shiva holds the power of destruction and creation within its gaps, suggesting that you regain control over your own energy exchanges and remove any energetic ties that are consuming your life in a negative way, including or reducing spiritual manipulation. Dance and body movements will lighten your heart and let go of free yourself from old restrictions. And pay attention to like people you're around in situations. If people bring up things that are hurtful, if people bring up things that pull something, that that's these parasite entities, and sometimes your friends, families, loved ones can get them embodying them. Anybody that vibrates in a low vibration is susceptible to having an entity take over, and the devil is dispersing devil agents into your friends, your families, your loved ones to attack you, especially to stop us from these ascensions, because he doesn't want us getting light and rising above, for he can't manipulate and control us anymore, right? So that's what you have to realize is like my own children were coming at me. When I finally realized that it wasn't even my children coming at me, it was the entities that were within that were coming at me through them, because when they were starting to come at me and talk to me using phrases, talking about situations that I had never heard before. like my younger children and even my 16-year-old, like she was just talking in ways that I've never heard her talk before. And I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't even you talking to me right now. And when you realize that somebody's kind of like being taken over by an entity at that time, it allows you just to fully shut it off, because it was just like, I could just be like, hi devil, you know, like, you don't want to scare your children or anything, you know, fine. Like, those are times I'm like, all right, you need to go take a shower, and it's time to cleanse yourself with some water, it's time to, you know, but, you know, it's time to go outside, get in some sun, but it's like, it just allows you to be able to see, like, to see through it, and that's what it was for me, because when you don't let it give you power, you're giving it power when you're letting it lower your vibration. But when you're learning that, yeah, these are just coming at me, but it's not going to affect me anymore. And so I started to use those things, because I started to realize, in fact, that if it was a trigger for me, if they would say something that would upset me or make me feel a certain way, I'd be like, wait a minute. I'd be like, okay, so you brought up our, you know, this situation, so this is something I need to work on and heal. But then I would say things I was grateful and thankful for, get my elevation back up, and then I'd be like, okay, now I need to go release my attachment to this because it was a trigger. So when you learn how to work with these, it allows you to balance them out. So just learn to work with them. But if you can distance yourself from these things, they're saying to do that. I mean, obviously, like, you have to work with when they're within your family, you know, and your friends and stuff like that. But certain people. And then a lot of times I would play music and shake up the vibration and the energy within the home. A lot of times that would get things out. Playing, having fun. They keep showing me playing and having fun, right? And what was under here? I think I seen one before I shuffle. Something about embracing the inner child and playing. Whenever I see that, it always reminds me of, like, children. Like, playing with children. Laughter, too. Definitely breaks these things up and is very beneficial. Laughing, keeping your vibration up. So playing with your children, having fun, can help break these things up too. All right, guys. So anyway, I'm almost at an hour, so I'm going to close out this reading. I'm going to be getting into the Dragon Realm next, because I do want to finish up the realms. And then I'm going to do a reading with the metaphysical deck that I was guided to. I'm so excited. It's the Cannabis Oracle deck. It is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This was actually the last oracle that I was guided to. Breathe into your consciousness. Breathe out to the universe. Connect with self, body, and universe is essential to mindful practice. The Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck will help you tap into intuition, opening the third eye through healing, herbal healing. So anyway, I'm very excited to get into this deck and do my first reading, my video with it. So anyway, if you guys will be guided to that one, it'll be down below on my channel. It'll probably be up after, or when you see this one, or if you're seeing it right after I upload, it'll be down there shortly. Alright guys, I'm sending love and light to all of you. So good luck with your life changes. Just learn to work with them. Don't give power to any way to anybody. You know, that's what this 5D Christ consciousness and shift is being in control of your own soul, right? Being in control of your own life, your own emotions, your feelings, not letting any outside forces affect your emotional level. And when you have control, full control over everything, you're able to create and manifest whatever you desire, ever. So, power of presence, power of struggle, unlock your potential and authenticity. Definitely be you. Live life for you. Don't look for outside validation. Do whatever you deserve and desire. Don't let anybody hold you back. Karmic lessons, peer pressure, moral codes, the Dharma wheel. Yeah, karma is definitely coming down. Karmic lessons closing out. And anybody that's been blocking you upon your path and these things, you don't think that they got the karma coming for them. Yeah, they do. But you don't have to worry about that, right? That's where you release and you let it go. That's where you learn to just let the universal law handle things. And know the more things that are coming at you, the more that you know that you're getting closer and closer to this ascension, right? And that you're elevating. And even if you have to let go of some of your family here in the physical, right? I know that could be the hardest part. You know that you've got a soul family coming in. And they're going to be more fulfilling for you than your physical that you may have had to let go of, because they're going to truly love and care about you. they are truly going to be a match at your vibration and be an inspiration to your life. They're going to be, you know, show you that love, that compassion, that encouragement that you were in fact lacking, right? So happy reunion, support, and order from chaos. You're going to be away from all of that. You're definitely going to peace in the angelic realms, a team effort, charity, validation, and to be patient because it takes time to release and let these things go, right? You're transmuting, you're detoxifying, psychic vision. You've got constant distractions right now, but you're working through it here. Very beautiful. All right, guys, I'm saying love and light. Oh, like you just seen Celestial Channel. Hidden beauty, remaining optimistic, and staying neutral. That's what you guys need to do, and you're definitely being a channel for a celestial guidance and for the angels. This is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Galactic vibration back on the bottom. All right, I could play this stuff all night. All right, guys. So love and light to all of you guys.